had to be like some scenario why it was necessary to do that. Maybe some surprise nuke that came out, coupled with him killing the Necronomicon that caught him by surprise. Very often.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you get dumbfounded by.
They're just gonna come back in and contest again, so getting locked and loaded for a second go of this. The weave has been dropped, so everybody maybe will be much more tanky. They can still dive for this with the Sakuchi if they want to try and steal it. Eternal Envy gonna go in. They have that RP to deal with them though. They're gonna walk forward. There's the lift up. They are gonna be able to dive for this one. So SE finds a show on the SVG. They're good to go.
Yeah, as soon as they threw out this one, that is the big Roche contesting his potential ability is that if they get a really good score with the bugs on them, they could maybe fight around them. But I don't think NP after this was down, it was very clear just Nursing might deal with that bug. I don't think you should fight that again. And they're just aren't ready for it. It's not their timing yet. Lightsaber's more like close 15 minutes. Weaver's more like close 25 minutes. So NewBee are just trying to abuse that time. They were really trying to mask Roshan too much.
Chains, he's done that test working to the side. Yeah, like the enrage has already been used at this point. He does manage to get off those necro books.
As he played that fight really well.
I think that maybe like the left A click the ground. That might have been what it was or something like that. But anyways, nonetheless, Age is still in the hands of NewBee now. What do you feel like they need to accomplish with this Age of the
you just continue to bully NP because again they don't have that timing window. Yeah, so just abuse them for that. They are going to go into the top lane, see if they can catch the Weaver, a big time kill. It's like one of the heroes that you absolutely every single time be willing to use RP on at this point, but they don't actually catch him. That is very unfortunate though, because this rotation up to the enemy's safe lane is a very long one. It puts you very far away, so you're going to take this tower, but there's no easy fast push into a second tower. So you're very far away. You're not going to be able to make much happen in this 1 minute period of time. And I think NP will actually get a positioning advantage here because of that. Obviously, it's just the risk of making a full rotation and trying to catch a Weaver like that. Doesn't look like NP were actually able to get the payoff they're looking for mid on mid. They could have actually threatened 2 towers for 1 if that was successful.
Yeah, and they're still pressuring down here in the bottom lane, but mid will not end up falling. That looks like a wave. And it looks like NewBee in response to that failed movement towards the Weaver are instead going to be able to take down the tier 2. So again, good for them to secure an objective after the fact. We also have an Ursa who's going to have a Blink Dagger. We might start to use fireworks here. I feel like Kaka's been able to get a good amount on this Rubik as well. He's rolling towards that Blink Dagger about halfway there for the Rubik. It's a very mobile team, NewBee.
Yeah, maybe just kept going towards that tier 2. That's what they're happy with this. This is just more time for them to farm. They're also going to go for the tier 2. Very unlikely to take those. There's no reason they should trade towers past that.
Of course, the classic Ember Spirit with Empower. It's a little bit, I feel a little bit bad because it's like harking back to the physical damage days.
Such a bad damage.
Well, that was a kill down off 1437. Does look like Owie is going to be able to quite take down SC. They DP out and no way out of that one.
Well, I guess there's still that 8% that early Vanguard from Moon Knight. Does make it difficult for them to fight. I was going to say maybe smoke up and just push straight downwards. You know, maybe push out that wave just a little bit. That's not the case. I thought maybe this would be a good opportunity for them to catch NewBee right now. I'd like to go for this smoke. Maybe they think NewBee is going to be a bit broken apart now, and they'll try and go for some sort of pick in the jungle while Ursa's pushing out bottom.
I mean, yeah, they scan that Dire dude that he's there. They also spot him under the tower, I'm sure. And instead of going for that, we're going to go for that. We get silence, we get stunned. get up. RP onto one. He's going to be rolled up. They're going to bring down that mag. Kaka feels broken. Triple remnant forward. MSS gone. As to it is 14:37. Kaka trying to escape, but it isn't going to happen. So NewBee ended up losing 3 there because of it.
They traded the 2, and one of them was the Lena, who is just a support. So they only really got the Beastmaster out of that. Great rotation by NP. Does indeed catch NewBee. By surprise, he catches them while they're split apart. They just let the lights of the top lane. And like Stuart said, the one hero that you expect, he's going to be a part of these games.
On the top of Ursa yet again. Magnetized. He still gets the enrage off, and now it's hard to chase this. Yeah, he gets the blink. Good reaction from United. Also a little bit of a rare misplay from SVG. Yeah, he's the guy's playing this flop.
Yeah, one of the things is that in this fight, you can see the ward left of the shrine. That was placed as they smoked through. They got aggressive position down, and that's huge for that team fight because they saw the Magnus coming with that blink. They had their positioning first of all, but NSS even queued up the Primal Roar on the Magnus before he blinked. And they didn't
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
got any serious
Dire's
hero.
middle tower is under attack.
Well, in the very least, NewBee are going to pressure this tower. We'll see if NP wants to for here. It did just TP back to the tier 3, so they are up on high ground. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it looks like they're setting up. That should
Tower is under
be a pretty easy one. Throws out Aka.
Because they realized when they got around the whole thing operated, they realized, okay, they definitely read our smoke, right? So they decided to show 2 cores into mid lane, and naturally, because NP scattered the smoke, they're like, oh, okay, they're kind of just like sitting behind those 2 pushing in mid, but rather NewBee were actually going into one of the side lanes, knowing that NP, thinking that there's 5 heroes mid, are going to look for an opportunity for an easy split push time. So they ended up catching Lina, but again, it's like NP are only going to throw some disposable heroes out there, and I think 1437, even though he does have more power than supports would, he is still a disposable hero to throw away. The cores are not.
They haven't thrown him away as of yet, so a good job from NP to keep that pressure on the correct heroes. Will Scepter lift up, Light Striker a little bit to the mark, and the now gets dropped onto the Dazzle. They are going to get the lift now from the Rubik. Kaka is there as well. A fight going on the other side of the map as well. It looks like they are going to be able to escape from that Earth's Ember Spirit, but that's Aegis already popped, and Kaka also going to get ran down. NewBee losing heroes left, right, and center, and it looks like they're also going to end up losing U9 here. The Diffusal Blade coming into play for Aoi. Eternal Envy is chasing. SC did finally manage to take down him, but RB, no, he gets lifted up. Great Yule Scepter play there by 1437. KP wanted to save the day, but Save Your Buddy Syndrome is not working for him now. 4 dead. NP want to take that top 2 spot.
Disaster for NewBee. Like they should be like almost one of the strongest points in their game. Comparatively, this is one of the big points for them, and they just lost a national team fight. Yes, he's doing what he can with these pickoffs and stuff in the enemy jungle. He just picked up Lina, but it doesn't offset the fact that NP just won a massive team fight before they really ever should have. And it means their cores are much farther ahead. They're going to come online to the like kind of late game status pretty soon.
Back. He's here as well, trying to bring down Aoi, the Blade Miller as well. The triple remnant, actually double. Might get him, 4-stab, right clicks to lift him, but he is still dead. Light Strike Ray is going to connect that time. The Grave was always going to be there for SC.
Alright, SC, put the team on your back. You've got to do some amazing things with Ember Spirit in this game. What NewBee should not do is slow down. Just because they lost that team fight, this is still their window to take it to NP. They still got to find a way to force fights. So I do like the fact that they are moving as 5 and pushing in.
Well, I mean, you know, NewBee lost the fight, but SC won it. First he killed the Earth Spirit, then he killed the Lina, and then he went back and killed the Weaver. He is all over the place and making the plays for his team. But it does look like it's time to move down towards that bottom tier 2 tower, secure it for themselves. He's building back towards the Liquid Spirit, looked like, as well. Magnus Scepter for the Ursus to be online. And this is the timing. For NP, do you think that they have the items that they need to try and defend against this, though, when Weaver gets back up? He has gone for that very fighty build.
I don't think they should risk it. I think they want... Scott handling dude up right now. I think they need that defensive item for him before they are actively looking for him. And NewBee are the strongest that they ever really will be in comparison to NP's lineup. This is one of their big peaks with the Ursa and the Ember Spirit with its magic damage, so they should avoid fights for now. And again, if you see the opportunity for aggressive smoke out, push out play or something like that, go for it. But for the most part, you're gonna try to get away from NewBee. NewBee do have, they're prolonging the lifespan of their cores. You know, that relevance going into late game. A little bit more. Magnus with the Empower does give the Ursa a bit more life, I guess, after 35 minutes. Because he has this early Abyssal and he's going to be negative Scepter. I think he still will be pretty relevant actually at 45-50 minutes. Earlier when I said, you know, he's going to fall off past 35, I think I misjudged. Just because I forgot about that.
Yeah, and he actually becomes that sort of team fight here. You can stack up damage quite quickly with him, the Empower, and then big RP. It does look like Division is going to continue to be the battle that is fought to see who will define it more effectively. A couple of Radiant Wards were there in the jungle. They also do have one that's going to scout the movement that's coming in from MSS right now. And it looks like it's about to expire. SD, unless he's found him, Roar as well, drops the Roar, pops before the Lincolns, the U9's there to clean up, they drop the, well, turnaround Roar, Kaka yelling in his ear, and now they're going to be able to finish off these Necros as well.
I mean, I'll give props to him, that was pretty fast what he did. The pop in the Necro, and he just immediately used the range Necronomicon, the Archer, to be able to burn the Lincolns, and then got the Roar off, but he's still definitely fully caught by SC. Again, he continues to be one keeping NewBee well in place. I think this game is still actually 50-50.
I mean, it's crazy though, because he's that far ahead. 17,000 net worth on that Ember Spirit right now. But it's still just because of those other heroes and the way that the game goes, you could turn it around in a second. Come there for the Ursa. Side Howie hanging out over here. Is he trying to get a little bit fancy? Trying to maybe pick off a couple of supports?
Yeah, he'll probably just cut a creep first. Okay. I mean, if they continue to just show the Ember Spirit, no other supports, maybe they'll try and pop out with Earth Spirit and Weaver and try and kill Ember. But we obviously know that would end up disastrously as all of NewBee are kind of circling around him. Another thing I misjudge is simply the fact that I didn't expect an Ember Spirit to be going more of a Sleight of Fist build.
Right.
That does give you a lot more power at 45, 55 minutes, whereas the other build, the Veil build on Ember Spirit, is much more focused on winning at 20 minutes.
Yeah, it is very interesting. The Blade Mail, the Mjolnir, Lincoln Sphere as well. Do you think you double down upon this and go back for something like a Daedalus, or do you think it's not really worth it?
He's kind of queued up Octarine. I honestly don't know. Like, this is some sort of interesting hybrid build from future item choice too much.
Yeah, the Octarine Force kind of fits the bill for both of them as well, because then you get more sleight of fists, and with the Empower, you're already dealing a good bit of damage too. But this is the smoke that NP think that they want to try and take, and they are running right into Magnus. KP Shadowbladed. They jump onto him right at the start of this. Is going to be able to find it. RP, but it wasn't quite there onto MSS. They pull him back in. Is all through yet again. Roar dropped, and it does look like looking for a bit more. SC is going to turn now onto the Beastmaster, containing him, killing him, bringing him low. Eternal Envy doing his best in this fight, though. He takes down 4, maybe going to get 5. Oh, Howie. Oh, lordy.
Yeah, great buyback from AEY. That was, he read that perfectly. He was like, oh, hey, I actually will destroy this fight if I just buy back and time-lapse in. So, great call by him. Recovers the team fight really well. I almost thought that NewBee was going to win it despite kind of, I'm not going to say whiffing the RP, but slightly mistiming it, simply because MSS blinked right as he blinked in. So one of those blink for blink scenarios where they just kind of passed over each other.
Right. God, that was one of those moments together.
Look at fast AEY dies to SC. That's pretty crazy. Part of it was the Blade Mail bounce back, but he also got kind of lucky with lightning props and stuff.
SC is a monster right now. 20,000. He was the one survivor in that fight.
He's soon going to have that like 45% cooldown reduction. They got the silence on him.
In some trouble. Faith is gonna be the one that might get caught out here, but they do not want to test SC.
Yeah, look at how NC's daring.
Oh, they got him! They're on top of him! There's a great grave that comes out though at the last second from Faith. Still SC in some trouble, trying to escape from this, but the Magnetite will secure the kill. Weaver, they're gonna buy back on Ember, want to get into this fight. U9 turns, they take down Owie, now looking to kill off Eternal Envy as well. There's the lift up with the Fuel Scepter. U9 trying to bring him low. They are going to be able to start stacking up damage. The Lincoln Sphere doesn't end up mattering. or SC, they can still just run him down the whole time through.
SC is like, oh, that's a cute play. Well, yeah, go ahead and buy back here. Let me just bait you into the shrine area, and I'll make one of those plays too. As he baits them into the shrine area, sure, they actually do manage to kill him, and that's big. But the result is he buys back, jumps right back in, kills AUI, and they'll take control of the Roadshot pit. Cheese for NewBee. With all the tier 2s down, is it time to start running? And maybe one of those scenarios, just like game 1, where I think you just have to control the game and wait for the misstep, the misplay by NP. Wait for a pickoff, allows you to go high ground. Don't actually buy that.
This grave, check out the timing.
Sick.
Oh wow. And you could see the Earth Spirit Boulder was coming in immediately afterwards, and it just hit him. But that's saving it, dealing out like one more salvo of damage. He came back in.
Well, they still have another 30 seconds to work with while Weaver's dead. So they'll probably be able to get this melee rack. Just trying to judge how much physical damage they really have.
Still a tier 3 is great at this point, shutting down that map control in any ways they can, although they want to stick around for it.
This may result in them getting caught into fight immediately afterwards. You can see MSS positioning himself here. He hopes to be able to cut across and catch somebody, but it looks like they were just fast enough. We were only coming up just now. So if they do get that melee rack, they're going to start taking shrines as well. I think one of the great things is NP they still only have that buyback on the Jeep. That's incredible. So they didn't have to use any other buybacks. Yes, it's terrible, but they're still playing for like.
Yeah, totally.
One lane of Brax is still recoverable. NewBee are still going to have a hard time, like we were talking about before, right? It's going to be hard just because they have Aegis and Cheese. They can't just 5-man high ground into a 5-man. Yeah, I don't think so. NP just have to be really cognizant that it's going to require some sort of pickoff to allow to give NewBee the green light to go high ground.
I like the pickup now as well. Kaka been able to farm himself up an Aghanim Scepter. There are so many great things to steal, and you think about Roar also. Stolen with that Axe upgrade, pretty cool one. Anything else? Luna Blade big, obviously. Weaver, time lapse. Oh,
Feeling that the what's it called? The
Consume?
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
That. Yeah, that is actually one of my favorite Ags upgrades in the whole entire game. That and Walrus Kick. The time lapse would be massive, obviously. That is the big time ability. If he steals that and then is able to kind of sit in the background and save an ally, that could actually be what gives them 5v5 high ground. Because then they could just have an Ursa siege and have time lapse available.
Likewise, though, Aoi knows that this very well could happen, and it seems very unlikely to catch
it's super unlikely that you actually catch that.
There's the RP pulling him back in. Remnant's a little bit off the mark, though. SC used that to try and get the extra damage. Now Eternal Envy able to get the Rage and TP away, so we'll make that escape. Unite not in range for the Abyssal Blade. So RP down.
Yep. Noob and MP. The push out, I think AUI is going to get a lot of farming time right now. He's not actually going to go for the Lincoln. Still has that queued up, but he's going for the... is it going to be the Scotty?
He has both of them queued up, so one or the other.
I'm trying to think, like, how important is the Lincoln's to you? You have the Abyssal Blade, you have the Telekinesis, but even if you have the Lincolns, there's still chains and RP that you have to do. So maybe it's better just to go the stat-focused Scotty build. I'm sure AUI
Likewise,
also keeping both options open.
If you get RP'd, it doesn't really matter if you have an extra bit of stats on that. Oh, lift up there. MSS able to get caught by the silence. Chains not connected onto anybody as of yet. And that is going to be SVG going down.
The pickoff, maybe they'll try and poke it high ground here through the bottom lane and see if they can force the... At the very least, they want to at least poke it high ground to force AUI back.
He does finish off the Lincoln Sphere, it looks like, so... pressuring this lane out now. Trying to contest this. The SC does not have his Blade Mill currently on his backpack because of the Aegis. Kaka looking for 1437, found him there for a moment, but another ward's going to be drop. So they'll catch Kaka if he does happen to go too far forward. The tree there. They're on top of that Magnus. There's going to be a Laguna Bay thrown out as well. Able to steal Roar. That was going to be an Agnes Scepter Roar, but everybody's dropping so quickly. The damage from SC is NewBee running out of there, but Owie on the damage. They already bought back on the Lina. It doesn't quite look like U9 is going to drop. Eats the cheese. Eternal Envy is still on top of him, and they don't have enough, but SC might be able to do the damage that they need him to do. Eternal Envy still on him. Up onto Eternal Envy. SC still dropping, and they have enough damage here. SC is going to fall. That's just the Aegis.
He does have the remnants up, and he has the quick blink dagger, so they're going to try and Shukuchi on top of him to prevent the blink and just control him from there to not allow the remnants to come out.
Oh, remnant forward. They're still chasing.
That's not good.
Oh, Chains tried to turn to fight that, actually.
He killed the Lina. My God, that was astounding, the amount of damage he output in that team fight. Because what happened there is NP got like the kind of perfect initiation, right? They bought back, NewBee tried to retreat, but NP, they shut him down real quickly. They got the jump onto the Magnus and the Dazzle. That's the two heroes you have to shut down. So it was kind of perfect. Watch, they're going to get the Roar onto him, and then they hit the LSA on the Dazzle, blow him up, so there's no shallow grave save for this Magnus. That's perfect. And then all of a sudden, SC with every 3.5 seconds throwing out a Sleight of Fist, and he got a massive Mjolnir procs on these heroes, and they all just kind of evaporated.
Yeah.
They were like, all of a sudden, everyone was down to like a quarter HP.
It was from U9 also had the Mjolnir static charge placed on him as well, so he was able to go through 2 cycles of damage with that cheese. Really, really good and well played there by SC, but in the end, NP are going to be the ones that hold high ground.
Yep, they hold high ground. They get a significant win SC 2 times in a row. He's still down for another 50 seconds, so there's a lot of ground that NP is going to cover in a short period of time. They do have the pushing, like a lot more pushing power because of Beastmaster, so they'll just tear through buildings at this point. Probably go through mid, take that tier 2, but I'm even wondering, like, are they going to have the time to push high ground and see if they can force the buyback? It's not going to come. It's not going to happen.
Well, they do actually have a DD rune on Lifestealer. This might be the determining factor in some ways. The glyph was just used. I think that might spell enough to slow down NP, at least for the moment. But they're certainly back into this game now. It was at that point where we were sort of, almost in a way wrapping up, thinking this was going to come down. 2 Observer Worth placed there, but that's fine. But it was like NewBee were just going to clean up the game. But I really feel like NP fought their way back into it with that one, and being a lane of racks down isn't a death sentence in this game by any means.
Yeah, certainly not. Looking at the Ursa, he is trying to get one of his later game items, the Bloodthorn. He's got the Orchid right now, still working on the Chrysalis and the recipe, so that'll be a significant amount of damage upgrade for him, because then he'll have both the Abyssal and that Bloodthorn, so he can potentially jump AUI, and AUI won't be able to rely on just the Lincolns to protect him from that initiation. So that is a potential way to go counter him. SD, he's got the Octarine. I'm not sure what he builds after this. He's kind of 6-slotty. He's got to start exchanging out items. Obviously, the Blade Mail is going to be the first one to go. Not sure what you pick up from here.
Right here, you got all those the lower procs. Is it a thing?
No, I don't think it's like, I don't think you're in that situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's too risky. Maybe you just pick up a Daedalus or something like that. Well, if this game stretches out another 15 minutes, we may see a NewBee in a situation where they feel like Divine Rapier is more.
Okay. So definitely you can see there from those stats, top build for the entire team, 6,000 net worth ahead of the Weaver is the next highest, and it's all again based upon this Empower. Also the Ursa, a hero that you wouldn't normally imagine be able to keep up and farm, is capable of doing it so much more so because of that Magnus. And it's why the hero has been warranted a first phase ban time and again.
I don't know how fast his fire recipe charges. It says it's 35 seconds. You've got like almost a 45% reduction. He just kind of always has remnants. Every 3.5 seconds, he's throwing out these Sleight of Fists. He always has Mjolnir charges to be able to, that static charge you were talking about, he can always throw that down. It's one of the ways he's been able to do the split push really well. He pushes out a wave, then throws static charge on a creep wave, and bounces. Creep wave continues to push for him.
Big smoke movement. They weren't quite able to catch on to anybody. Still keeping the Hawk there to scout out Roche for whenever it does happen to pop again, but it's about the longest timer you could ask for at this stage. And Nina's going to go back for the late game Bloodstone. What's that cooldown reduction? Or rather, respawn reduction?
Yeah, and it's also like there's a bit of heal involved and stuff like that. An interesting idea. Because the Aghanim Scepter isn't nearly as effective because of the fact that Earth would be one of your targets and you just got enraged, so it's not like pure damage helps you out against that damage reduction. The other one being the Ember Spear, but he's got Linkens most of the time.
They're squaring off here. They know that Roche is going to be on the menu. Another Hawk is going to be summoned. Wants to make sure that he doesn't tip off that their other Hawk is in the area as well. But this is, I feel like, where Beastmaster really comes into play, is giving them that extra bit of vision. Although Radiant also have one ward up on the high ground there as well.
Even if you do, which they don't have one right now. They don't have it yet.
They lost it in that one fight.
Oh yeah, they did, huh? Yeah. Currently, MSS is holding phase gem. So even if you do have the gem, though, there's these Hawks that are plaguing the whole entire map. Cannot move around the map without being spotted.
Saw that quick stat there as well. Owie, 80-something% kill participation. He has been so involved in the key cog in the engine of NP making this work. Although that being said, he is not there with the team right now as Roshan starts to go down. MSS in the area, jumps forward, tried to go for the roar, but they were able to go for the Sleight of Fist away. Now you've got U9 holding onto the Aegis. Kaka gets great, staying alive through this one. MSS still dropping low there, and SC, they've been able to explode the Earth Spirit. He's already gone. That's going to be a dead MSS. Gem on the ground, maybe going to look for more here as well. SC trying to chase down and kill off Owie. I think that U9 has the gem as well, but Owie I think it's just a little bit too fast with that bonus movement speed from Fuji.
I don't know, NP choosing to take that fight. NP, Shadowblade, they're there.
Still have RP.
Has Rage, there is RP ready to go, so they're going to use it now.
Yeah, force at least the RP out of him, but that is going to be now a kill onto the Eternal End.
He's good.
Okay.
They can't really sit there and just guard that creep. I think it's going to waste too much time, so they're still going to try. They're going to see if he's going to pop out here. They're kind of staying out of vision.
Is that creep wave big enough to kill it? It looks like it is. There's so many of those range creeps. Yeah, he's going to die now. Although he does have rage again. Oh, space created.
Yeah, I mean, you got this big bottom lane. Like, you're always like, okay, chip damage on tier 3. Only do this for so long, though.
Yeah, I mean, to back out, Kaka's there. Gets the open wounds. Is just going to evaporate, though. 37 turning to butter.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit questionable, them trying to force that fight without the Weaver being there around that Roshan pit. I really don't think that Aegis that big deal if you're playing off high.
Well, look at these guys. NewBee are all over him yet again. They take down MSS, and that's the gem back now. But Owie is here as well. Throws out the Diffusal Blade onto the Magnus. Look like they're going to be able to try and bring down KP, and that last little bit of damage from Sakuchi, they'll find the kill.
He's good for 100 seconds. He had that buyback earlier, so can NP do something about this? When Lifestealer's up, there'll be about 40 seconds left on the Magnus. I don't think that's enough for them to get across the map and get to high ground, so looks like unfortunately that timing won't be abused. This Boots of Travel play on Adversity is like insane. They're trying to split push and they just can't because he's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a what, 27? Yeah, 20-second cooldown on Boots of Travel. So not to mention the remnants that he always has up.
Yeah, and the Mjolnir proc can just throw on the creeps, as we said before, means he doesn't have to even stay in lane. There it is right there. And is going to be able to keep the split push going even when he's not there.
I wonder if Envy's like, why pick up like a hint or something? Because if you get this Bloodthorn on SP, you do then have two different Bloodthorn heroes on the side of you. I don't think he actually goes for it. He's just going to have to play a lot more infested inside allies and just get the pop out instantly rage. But he certainly can't like do any split push or anything like that. That's for sure.
Well, we also saw there the Lina talents didn't just get up to level 25 for herself as well. So the Fiery Souls didn't end up going for the other ones, the damage nor the attack range, but still, Limu moving quite quick and hitting fairly hard at this stage. start building into some damage. We're 48 minutes in, and it feels like the game has stalled to a knight's edge. They found NB. The rest of them are here, though. MSS in the area. They're going to be able to control Kaka in their face. Aoi is there as well. They throw back the swarm against them on the low ground. It looks like they are able to take down and kill off Faith. Kaka tries as well. They're going to buy back, try and get into this one. MSS very low. They're able to roar and control SC for the moment. They get the stun. Is there a silence to follow? They're going to lose SVG, and now U9 there on top of Eternal Envy, starting to bring them low. The RP, is it going to be enough? They do it. Triple kill for SC, trying to turn and kill off this Weaver as well. The lift comes in from Kaka, who bobbed back there again. All of them are dead. NP, and particularly, oh my god, NewBee just doing a great job of it. Holy crap.
And the funny part is, this game is still not over yet, because we have still buybacks on everybody from NP. In fact, you're probably going to be able to hold on to 2 of these buybacks, as Beastmaster and Lina have such low death time. So, NewBee, can they do it again, this time on NP's side of the map?
Oh, SC is there. He's got the silence off. Maybe gonna end up losing 14-37. We'll be able to just barely walk away.
NewBee just, man, they're just playing so quick with this Ember Spirit, like they're just making fast initiations.
The Orc now.
Man, nothing much is gonna come back. They forced the buyback they needed to.
Bloodborne, the last item for him. Do you like this choice?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Daedalus, and that gives you quick opportunity, and it's a good controlling feature against the Lifestealer. Then Beastmaster as well. Like all those cores are all susceptible to this disabling.
Watching this again, they were able to catch Envy over here on the top. Kaka did die, obviously, but turnaround that came, it was looking so good for a second there, but SC just stayed out of the fight, kept spamming out abilities, and then eventually, obviously,
trying to chase down Lina.
Up, pull back in. There. Dual Scepter to try and create that space.
Oh, but a bigger kill. They're going to catch KP in the top river. That is much more important than the Lina.
Oh, and now SC. He's still onto another, though, and I'm not sure if it's going to end up being enough. KP still doesn't have buyback, but that's going to be Weaver dead for 2 minutes. There's no buyback there. 2 of them are caught in the chain. U9 on top of Envy, and they're more importantly on top of MSS. All of these heroes from NP are getting picked apart. Continuing to play a fabulous game, and Eternal Envy going to be one of the last teams to fall here, it looks like, as they have found the answer. The Lifestealer combination, the Weaver mobility, this could be it.
SC, you are a beautiful man and a fantastic player. Man, this Ember Spirit game has been such a treat to watch. He really did win NewBee this game, I think.
Such a great play. They're doing it. They knew it. And again, it comes back to that, like, those great couple of fights there. You had the RP that came out, containing them up, all of this. I mean, NP are staying in it. They believe that they can make it happen. They want that position 2 so badly.
And look at it, just like game 1, it was like, they prolonged it. You look at these heroes, and they're going to drop off at this kind of tradition, but NewBee with some item choices, both game 1 and game 2, prolonged the lifespan of these heroes and really don't ever pressure themselves to win in 25 to 35 minutes. They're always going to go 45 minutes or later.
MSS, a valiant attempt. Lina was back, will kill off Kaka, but more importantly, NewBee are going to take that throne, I do believe. The final countdown. Feel the need here, but not enough.
NewBee get the 2-0 to make it into top 2.
What a display. What a run from them as well towards the end there. God, and it likewise, this is going to end up meaning we're going to go to tiebreakers in a little bit as well, but it's a rough go for NP.
Yeah, NP, I don't think there were too many analysts that would have looked at NP going into this tournament and said they have a potential to top 2 in their group. And I also don't think any of them would have said, like, NP's a top 4 team, but they almost did it, right? If they get this, they get themselves to the group stage, they have a really good shot of just being able to claim, like, top 4, top 3, you know, grand finals. But unfortunately, not quite enough. They're going to have to go through that nasty best-of-1 area now.
That definitely hurts. That's a rough one.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for us throughout the group stages, at least. I think we have one more tiebreakers, but we're going to talk to the panel because they know more about those things than we do. So sending it back to Paul and the gang.